for Kogi Central. And they started forging the people's signatures, names, in order to form the the quorum for a petition to recall Natasha. Natasha Akpoti is the senator representing Kogi Central. Okay, she is the senator that also defeated the Yeye Bello, the man on the right, the thief that stole 108 billion naira when he was governor of the poor, impoverished Kogi. Okay, so now this lady, right, who is now a special advisor to Olodu of Kogi, the current governor of the place, right? So she's spearheading the recall of Natasha from the Senate for accusing the Senate President, Godless Akpabiole, of sexual harassment, right? Now, that tells you more about women supporting women, by the way. So it's like women supporting women in the mud right now, okay? But we all know why. Now, Charity Omole, after the drama of yesterday, including the bags you see in the background here, right? The bags containing 250,000 signatures, address, and contact, supposedly, of all the voters, 250,000 voters from Kogi Central. Now, to start with, these guys, when they submitted their bags to INEC, they did not add any address. Charity Omole, who is their head, dropped her own contact, her phone number, and she put her own address as Okene, Kogi State. That's her address. How can you say your address? Where in Okene are you living? Like where? Here you get. Meanwhile, the process of to recall a senator, right, requires that all these voters from our constituency or our senatorial districts are called out. At least 2/3 of them are called out to sign the petition of our recall. That's the beginning of the process. It's a long process, but that's the beginning. But these guys forged all of this. The video is online of how they did it. So now INEC issued a statement to say, oh, hang on, not that one. This one, I think. They said that the process, paragraph 2, the process of recall is enshrined in the 1999 Constitution, blah, blah, blah. Right? All petitions will be treated in strict compliance with the legal framework. Paragraph 3, the petition from Kogi Central Senatorial District was accompanied by 6 bags of documents said to be signatures collected from over half of the 474,554 registered voters spread across 902 polling units in 57 registration areas or wards in the 5 local government areas of Adavi, Ajaokuta, Ogori, Magungu, Okehi, and Okene. So the Commission's immediate observation is that the representatives of the petitioners did not provide their contact address, telephone numbers, and email address or addresses in the covering letter, forwarding the petition through which they can be contacted as provided in clause 1F of our regulations and guidelines. So the address given is Okene, Kogi State, which is not a definite location for contacting the petitioners. Only the telephone numbers of the lead petitioner is provided as against the numbers of all the other representatives of the petitioners. So the Commission wishes to reiterate that the recall of a legislator is the prerogative of registered voters in a constituency who signed a petition indicating loss of confidence in the legislator representing them. Once the petition meets the requirements of submission as contained in our regulation, the Commission shall commence the verification of the signatures in each polling unit in an open process restricted to registered voters that signed the petition only. So the petitioners and the member whose recall is sought shall be at liberty to nominate agents to observe the verification, while interested observers and the media will also be accredited at each polling unit. Signatories to the petition shall be verified using the Bimodal Voters Accreditation System, BVAS. Now they hear the process now. So consequently, if the petitioners fully comply with the requirement of clause 1F of the regulation and guidelines regarding the submission of their petition, the Commission will announce the next steps in line with the extant laws, regulations, and guidelines. In the absence of a definite contact address, the Commission is making effort to use other means to notify the representatives of the petitioners of the situation. So the Commission reassures blah, 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 blah. So do you hear the process? So the process of recalling a senator is that you see everything they have in this bag. Everybody that signed, according to them, 250,000 signatures. So they would have to bring them out. And not only bring them out, they have to use your beavers to verify them. Now, see, I'm not counting on them, okay? I'm not really counting on them doing the right thing, because it will be like you are dealing with normal people, okay? But these are not normal people. And you do not have a system that genuinely actually works. So everybody now believes that indeed Akpabiole actually sexually harassed Natasha, okay? Although a lot of people are beginning to ask for the evidence in which the Senate Committee on Ethics and Public Petition, I think they are called, they sat today on this matter. The letters forwarded to them, which is a copy of Natasha's petition. In this is pretty much like the highlight of the petition itself from Natasha. So stating why she has gone the route that she's went, which means that, the abuse of power by Akpabiole, the sexual harassment, and all this stuff, right, that she listed here. So today, the committee supposedly to look into it, including the chairman of that committee, the guy that got disbarred for some criminal, what have you. Do you know that the guy in charge of the Nigerian Senate Committee on Ethics and, public petition was actually disbarred from the New York Chamber of Law, what have you. You shall get what I mean. So that he was a lawyer in New York. Then it was, it was investigated to have stolen over 280 or so thousand of clients or so, so then got investigated and indeed got disbarred, just like that of Akpabiole, your former speaker, as well as your chief of staff to Tinubu right now. Anyway, it's Natasha that told us, by the way. And she's currently asking that the Nigerian Senate should even investigate, not Nigerian police, Nigerian security, this and that, and even the Nigerian judiciary, Nigerian Bar Association, National Judicial Council. The lady is firing from all cylinders, no joke. That the person who already said that her petition was dead on arrival, right, is obviously never going to give any fair ruling in this matter. So drama still occurred anyway. They still have dramas at the National Assembly today when Ezekwesili, who was representing, or should I say, presenting herself as a witness into what they were investigating. So she was there, and somehow this guy, you remember that guy that went on TV to accuse Natasha of having 6 children for 6 fathers, and then people came for him and said, "What the heck, man? What kind of thugs are these guys?" Well, similar thing happened there today. It wasn't against Natasha. It's now versus Ezekwesili in a shouting match, right? That this Onwe Boy, I think that's his name. Onwe Boy, something. That's his name, right? It actually called Ezekwesili a disgrace to womanhood. So what happened? How did it happen? I've got a few clips for you. Right? Let's go take a look.
Mr. Thomas, we do that. I don't want to something herself. What is not to respect yourself? Shut up and take him out. Smell him out. Smell him out. Look like a dog. Look at you. Big fool. Fool at 70. Fool at 70.
I take exception to a senator.
Why are you talking to me like that?
You are a disgrace to the Senate.
You are an insult to womanhood. You are an insult to womanhood. And you are here to tell the world that you have not changed.
You cannot
You are
violate
here to
my
tell the
right.
world that you have not changed.
You
At
are.
70, you have not changed.
You are a
And we're
scoundrel.
talking to take it. I will not
You
take
are
it.
a
I
scoundrel.
will not take it.
To insult.
That is why you can never be here. People like you can never be here. People like you can never be here. How can you be? How can you be a fool?
Not a hooligan.
You are a hooligan.
Mr. Chairman, Chairman of the committee, Chairman of the
And you say I should keep my mouth shut. Who are you to say so?
Chairman,
Who are you to say the
Chairman
Who
of
are
the
you?
Okay, I'll put some.
And you refuse.
Chairman of the committee,
Mr. Chairman, sir. Mr. Chairman, sir.
Chairman,
Mr. Chairman, sir.
Chairman of the committee,
Mr. Chairman,
Chairman of the committee,
Mr. Chairman.
Chairman of the committee, Chairman of the committee, Chairman of the committee, hello, Chairman of the committee, hello, Chairman of the committee, my distinguished colleagues, and the petitioner.
Like, what happened? What happened that got so escalated within a short seconds, right? Like within short seconds. So what happened? Well, they both went on TV after that. But remember, that was supposed to be the committee investigating the sexual harassment allegation against Akpabiole. And there they were doing their investigation. Ezekwesili is about 62, I think. That's Unwe Boy is 43. And he said something in that exchange or exchanges, right? He said, that's why you can never be here. To Ezekwesili. That is why people like you can never be senators, and people like us to be senators. So you say 16 years ago. Somebody said 16 years ago, when Ezekwesili was called back from the World Bank to come and become or head the Bureau of the Bureau of Public Enterprise or something like that. And then she became a minister of solid mineral. I think she also became a minister of education at some point, was she? They said Whereboy was still in Ebonyi State, maybe Polytechnic, I'll be somewhere. Today he's a senator that calls Akpabiole daddy. Can you believe that? Yeah, the guy calls Akpabiole daddy. Akpabiole is a good father. He's a good father for all of us. He's a father that loves his children. Say, what? Ogbeni, unabi colleague, you know, be your father. Say, no, he's our father. So he went on TV to defend what happened, talking to Ezekwesili in that manner. And in that same arrogance, he was spewing his usual garbage. Listen to this part.
But do you regret the scenario which played out?
How can I regret the scenario? I gave it to her.
But is that fair?
Is this fair for her to address me that way?
I mean, you could be offended, but as a man and as a senator, I mean, if you are offended, would you go in the same?
As a former minister of the Federal Republic, a grandmother, ask her first.
And I'm saying that it is human to hear,
Yes.
and without hearing
If she heard, it is a male.
without assuming that, to whatever allegations or whatever you said, Dr. Ezekwesili said,
Yes.
because we've not heard from her side.
Yes.
But I'm saying that even if she offended you,
Yes.
you have come of age too. If someone offends you,
I merely replied to her.
but you were emotional.
How can I be emotional? She was also emotional. Emotion jumps emotion.
But do you regret that kind of thing happening between both of you? This is happening on national television.
It is unfortunate that a mother, a grandmother, a person of her standard can be so moved by emotion to call a sitting senator a hooligan, and that she shut up my mouth when I was asking for clarification from a presiding officer I was not addressing her. I was talking to the Senate Chairman Committee on Ethics. So I don't have no business with her.
If she apologizes to you, would you also?
Of course I will. I'm a Christian, and this is a Lenten period. But you cannot insult me. You cannot abuse me. And you ask me to keep quiet.
Why is this Senator Natasha Akpabiole matter emotional? Why
we should ask them. These are people that have been clamoring that they were not given opportunity to prove their case. The opportunity came. The petitioner started by saying that the committee is biased and she cannot lead evidence. I said, why can't you lead evidence in your case? You already have an affidavit. Just adopt the affidavit. He said, no, just from one flimsy excuse to the other. Just like Ezekwesili. She says she's a witness. Take oath so that you can tell Nigerians and the whole world all you know about this case. She said no.
Senator.
They actually came to disrupt the cities.
Senator, I'd like to ask you, in all of this, there are feelers as though there is a chauvinistic tendencies going around in the Senate, and that some of who are men in the Senate do not have the air of patience or to accommodate the feminine voice in the Senate. It doesn't portray the Senate well.
That is wrong. Everybody has equal opportunity in the Senate, be you a man or a woman. In fact, in the Senate, there is no woman. We are all equal. Senator Natasha, who alleged also that the Senate president is silencing the voice of the female senators. This is a woman that have moved up to 6 motions. This is a woman that has to her credit 3 bills. The records are there. I can send it to you black and white.
The allegations on the day that Senator Natasha Akpabiole is talking about,
yes,
you were present in that house.
I was there.
You were behind them.
I was the closest person to Senator Natasha. In fact, let me give you
the
an
husband was between.
Let me give you a brief account. On that fateful day, when we landed at Victor International Airport, as God will have it, I drove in the same vehicle, her vehicle, from Victor International Airport to the Senate President's house after attending other series of programs in New York that the SP invited us. We retired to Senate President's house in the same vehicle. When we go to the house of Mr. President, I remember vividly, she was complaining of her shoe paining her. She stayed back with her husband. I went up to meet the Senate President with other senators. Senator Stengu was there, Senator Dankwambo was there, Senator Sam of Bedo said over 20 senators were there. The man took us around his garden and gave us a dinner. When it was 12 midnight, we all sang birthday song in honor of the Senate President. There was never a time the Senate President held her hand as alleged.
And that is his position, okay, to defend Akpabiole. Like, you need to understand that too. He is not doing it from the blues, though. He's the deputy publicity, whatever, for the Senate. So he is taking the job of defending Akpabiole than he's taking the job of him representing his own people of Ebonyi North. You know? And yeah, this kind of display pretty much tells more about his personality. And it's a Nigerian, I think it's a Nigerian thing too, right? Some of us pretty much want to feel, I'm not saying all of us, you know, like ordinarily feels intimidated by, you know, like successful women. I'm talking about men now. Not, like I said, it's not all of us, because me, I know they get intimidated by anybody per se. Here you get, we even pretty much like even love you more if you are a very successful woman. But there are those, and that personality, this guy, you know, this supposed senator representing the people of Ebonyi North, I heard, right? And others like himself. When you look at the way they talk, speaks, right, at the opposite gender, if they are not feeling like, you know, this black Jesus, right, feeling like they are protective of them. Oh, I'm here to be protective of you, okay? So, well, if you want me to probably play with your bomb as well, I don't mind, you know, if that's just going to be a compensation. Remember, you know, there are so many men here who are likely going to want to try something with you, but I can protect you. That personality, that feeling, you know, especially if you now have some, I think they do have it, yeah? It's my own observation, okay? And therefore, if they see any woman that talks back at them,